Hello everybody, this is Doc and welcome to another episode of Doc's World. We are singing the intro cause we got this challenge from the challenger in last episode, and we will be doing some fun things today. So if you're ready, let's go because I am running out of breath and we need to get work done. There, I did it. Was it good? No. Should you be happy that I did it? Yes. Now let's actually get some work done today. And if it didn't sound clear, I apologize, but welcome to another episode of Doc's World, where hopefully today we'll be doing something a little bit less boring than has been my staple lately. Because we are going... Well, first of all, we got to get a challenge to see if my plans will still exist. But what I was hoping we were going to do is we're going to do some work on the new base, but it really depends on what challenge we get, because I forgot that we need to grab that. What did we get for a challenge? Oh no. Semi-permanent, lock down the starter base to renovate it. Now I don't need to renovate the starter base today, but we might want to. Well, that changes my plans, but what we're going to do for renovations is hopefully make it look better. I don't actually have plans for it. This is just a challenge that I threw in here. But we do need to at least lock it down. That's the one thing from the challenge that we need to do pronto is lock it down. And the only way to lock it down is we're going to make it so that I can't access it until renovations are complete. Which means that we are going to have to remove this water source with a bucket. And also, we're going to need to just block it off with a trapdoor or something. So I'm going to go in here, because what I do need to do is I do need to grab my ender chest out of here for this. So I'm going to grab that. I'm also going to break my wall, apparently. But I need these blocks, because I don't really want to work on renovations all of today's episode, honestly. I know that it's a challenge, but I will do that at a later date, I think. I do need to break that, because this actually goes here, because this is where the ender chest will go, but this is going to be blocked off. So I need to take my ender chest so I can still grab items from my ender chest if I want them. So I'm going to go ahead and do that. So anything else in here that I need to grab out of here? No. Renovations might be done today. I'm not sure yet. It depends on what I end up deciding on doing. But what we do need to do is we do need to get a trapdoor or create a trapdoor. So let's go craft that real quick, and then we'll be locking this place down. And the challenge is so that when I am in here, it is to renovate. So when I step foot back into this starter base, it'll be to renovate it. There are a little bit of some renovations that I want to do. Some of it does look unfinished. So at some point we will do this, but I'm not sure I want to do it today. But when we do it, we will have to do it soon, because I won't have access to my storage. So it'll have to be done quickly, but not right now. I'm going to make a trapdoor. I'm going to get rid of the water stream so that if I do go in, I'll just die and take fall damage. And then we'll have a bigger problem thanks to last episode's death punishment contraption that I had to make. But this keeps this series interesting for sure, because I now will have to go and get everything that I want to do in today's episode, rather than just be able to go to my storage system and find it. But we're going to trapdoor it. And that should mean that if I place this block down here like this, we should have no more water stream, I believe. If I get rid of the water for the water stream, that is. So if I do this and block it off and then go down, yep, no water stream. Perfect. Except that now I'm stuck inside. But that should be a simple solution, because I have an elytra. Alright, let's put the trapdoor down on it, and then we will have this place locked down for renovations. And I am going to even put a sign here, I think, reminding me to close, to keep it closed for renovations. So let's just go ahead and put closed for renovations. And there, the starter base can now not be touched until I want to renovate. Which is a problem because, number one, it's getting nighttime, and the place that I have my bed on this world is in the starter base. But also, I have no storage system, so that won't last very long. I'll have to do some renovating, and I don't know if I want to do that today. So, that kind of changes what I want to do because I'm not going to be able to access my storage system, so I really don't want to work on the new base today now. But I'm going to sleep here, set my spawn here in case disaster strikes, because disaster always strikes. But let's see what we actually can do today now that we have had stuff shaken up. Alright, so what I think I'm going to actually end up doing is at some point I want to take this village and I want to reconstruct it because I lost the first raid that I did in this world here. So there are no villagers that live in this village. It's been completely destroyed. I lost all the villagers. They all died. So the raid ended up being a defeat. So I think I'm actually going to dismantle this village, I think is what I'm going to do today. And we will reconstruct it at a later date, but I don't have a design set up for what I want to do. So I think I'm just going to tear out the village and we will fix it at a later point in time. But what we do need to do is, since they're all going, since the whole village is going, we're going to have to say goodbye to these horses, which have been here since episode 2 of this series. It is now episode 89. They have survived 87 episodes. They have had a better life than I have. But I don't have anywhere to put them. I'm not a huge fan of horses anyways. So they are, they're going to go. And their screeching was not in vain, because now we have leather. So if Minecraft ever actually gets bundles, I'm already halfway to a bundle. But enough of that. We actually have to get some work done, and I'm just gonna pull up this this little fence pen thing that the horses were in, and I'm actually probably gonna end up having a storage system around here, just a couple chests, because my storage system is indisposed for a while now. But there is one problem. I was gonna pull up all of this village, but the this house here actually has villagers in it, so this one's going to stay temporarily. This house actually has had a lot of history to it anyways. This house right here, it was where this raid actually, I fought most of it from inside that house. That's how I died so much. This house was my actual home before, while I was still working on the starter base, before that was an actual residence. And this also housed the 100 subscriber golden apple for a while, and then it also now has villagers in it, which have actually defaced the building. I think the building's quality has diminished because of villagers being in here. But they are in here, and they will stay because these villagers actually have good trades. So that building's going to stay, but the rest of the village is going to come down, and probably most of it will come down in today's episode, because it just frankly needs to come down, needs to be redone, updated, and I think that it might actually look really cool if we did, and I am out already, I am out of space in my inventory, so I'm going to need to actually make chests, and I think I'm going to just build them here. I need a crafting table since I didn't grab one before I left for some reason. I don't know why I didn't, but I didn't. And we're just going to plop this down here, I think. And then we need to make a few chests because we're going to have a whole village that we're going to pull apart. So we've got that. That probably was too many chests. Speaking of which, where did they go? Oh, there they are. There's 8. 8 chests. Perfect. So we're just going to do boom, 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 boom. It's going to be a chest monster. That's okay. Because, quite frankly, I don't need it to look great because this is, hopefully, pretty temporary. So I'm going to throw this stuff in here. I've even got a shulker box that I can actually keep on me. I'll use that. But we're going to throw all of this in here. And I actually will just keep my ender chest out, and I'll just place it because I'm going to need it anyways. And we'll throw this in here, paper, all of this, because I don't need it taking up space in my inventory. But yeah, like I was saying, I'm just going to start pulling stuff apart. And because I am pretty close to like XP farms and whatnot, I'm not super concerned about my tool durability being a problem since I don't have access to that spider spawner that is in the base. I actually have that zombie grinder that I can also use for XP. So I'm not super concerned about running out of space. I'm just going to be I'm honestly avoiding renovations because that's work, and I'm too lazy to do work right now. So we're going to do this instead. We're going to disassemble and deconstruct stuff because that is fun, and destruction's always fun. But yeah, that's about it. It's a very menial task, I will admit, but hopefully it'll be fun nonetheless. And while we're actually doing this, I did want to let you guys know because as of this video's upload time, we will be approaching the end of 2023, and it will be the end of my first full year of content creation. I don't do this full time. It is a pure hobby for me. So I did want to take some time to thank you guys so much for your support. We are 350 subscribers long. 350 subscribers strong. If I could use my words, that would be helpful. But with 350 subscribers, with not even 18 months as a channel, that's pretty impressive. So I wanted to thank you guys, and I don't take that lightly. Thank you guys for your support. It means a absolute ton to me. And with that, we actually have the year in review coming up. And if you guys remember, the year in review was quite an interesting video because it actually kind of just gives like an update of the channel, a little bit of some just behind the scenes and my thoughts on the year, on what was good, what went well for me, and what didn't. And your guys' feedback is always appreciated. So if you guys have any feedback over this last year of content, I would appreciate it. But one thing that I'm trying to make a tradition is every year in review, we're going to have a clip show of all of the just events that have happened over the course of the year. And I wanted your guys' opinions on what events should be in that clip show. A friend of mine is going to produce it again. He's the same one that produced it last year. And if you guys have any ideas on what absolutely has to go in the year in review, what happened over the course of this year, on any of the series, on any video, I would appreciate your guys' input on that. But with that, I actually want to make it a tradition as well with that year in review to also have the thumbnail that's not created by me be the thumbnail for that video. So last year it was some fan art that was drawn, and I was wondering if we could do that again. So if you guys have any fan art that you would like to share or create for this year in review, go ahead and send it my way in my email. The address for that is in the description of every one of my videos. It's the business email. So go ahead and send that to me, and maybe you guys will be in the thumbnail of the year in review. I just want to make that a little bit of a tradition because then that allows for some community input into a thumbnail once a year that is not created by me because my thumbnails are pretty haphazard and mediocre at best. So this gives you guys a chance to also create some thumbnails that are always better than mine. So if you guys want to do that, go ahead and email those thumbnails to me. I would be happy to look at them. And if you guys have any ideas on what you guys would like to see for events that happened over this year in the year in review, by all means, go ahead and send them. I would be happy to have them included. But that's kind of the end of the year in review talk. It is getting night, so I'm not going to belabor too much more here. But I am going to continue disassembling these villages, those villager houses. Actually, because I don't have a bed right now, or at least not a bed that's close, we're going to throw down a bed for ourselves right here, and that'll be our new location for sleepy time. So we're going to actually get back up here, and we are going to come across to finish off this building. And then after this building's done, we're actually going to pull apart something else. that has been in this world for longer than some of these buildings have. So we're going to pull this apart. And yeah, my ideas for this village is I want to repopulate it, first of all, because I do like the life of villagers just kind of around me. It's weird. They're annoying, but I do kind of miss the noises that they make. Especially now that I can't hear them even while I'm just in a storage system. So I kind of miss them. But I also think that it just made the area have a little bit of life to it. So, excuse me. So what we're going to want to do is I'm going to light this up so that creepers don't kill me. But we're going to want to bring villagers back here at some point. But what we do need to pull up is this campfire site. I never really addressed it, and I never really used it for anything except a couple intros way back at the beginning of this series. But this campsite has been right in front of this barn for quite a substantial amount of time, and it's kind of become a staple. But I'm going to want this village to actually be cohesive and have an actual feel to it, which means the campfire, it has to go. And the andesite slabs and whatnot, they also have to go. So we're going to pull this up, and this actually will give me some building blocks as well, for my lack of storage system. But we're going to pull all these out, and we are actually going to take them, and we're not going to have a campfire here any longer. Which is kind of sad, but at the time it come, it really wasn't serving a purpose. I built it because I was just trying to figure out how to place stuff. This was like episode 2 or 3 that I actually constructed this, and I was still trying to just learn how the mechanics of placing blocks worked. But we are going to now cover this up like nothing was ever here. And I need some blocks. So over here, this won't be a distraction at all if there's just a big hole here. I'll even place a torch here to keep stuff from spawning. But we should have enough now. Yeah, we have enough now to cover this up. And there we are. We no longer have ourselves a campground here. And some people would argue that tearing this stuff down as legacy, as it would be like a legacy type of build, would be the wrong thing to do. But one thing that I am going to do that most YouTubers won't is at the end of the series, I actually am going to keep this world to myself. And hear me out. Most YouTubers or most content creators like me will take the world and they will make it public so that people can download the world and play on it. I don't want to do that. And my thought process is such. The worlds that I play on for your guys' entertainment are chaotic. A lot of it you don't see on camera, but there's a lot of like gaps and holes and stuff in the world itself because I go mining in the same spot. I look at not look at, but I find mobs and items from the same spot. And I try not to show that because, number one, having the terrain destroyed kind of removes the atmosphere, at least in my opinion, of the actual world. And I'd rather not do that. And number two, one of the bigger problems with content creation, especially in Minecraft lately, has been the taking of credit from content creators because they had a world download that other users could just find and claim as their own. So we're going to avoid that altogether, and we are not going to actually make this world public. I'm not going to make this world public ever. What you see on these videos for this series, which the series will go on forever, so you don't need to worry about that. But what you see on this series is what is going to be of this world. Once I'm done with this series, this world will be kept as a legacy world for me just to remember and commemorate and maybe bring up in a video from time to time, but it won't see the light of day on anybody else's PC. And that being said, the reason that I say all of this is so there are some things that I'm going to, in this world, especially in the next couple episodes, remove that were from the start of the series. And I'm not going to keep them for anybody's nostalgia because they're already on a video. So just go find the video that they were on and go find it there, and there, you can get your full nostalgia boost from there. So that's kind of my 2 cents. Is it right? I don't know. That's what I think though. So yes, this all is going to be disassembled. But if you really wanted to go find it for your nostalgia stake, just go find the video that some of this stuff was a part of, and from there you will be able to get your nostalgia satisfied. But besides that, we're back to tearing stuff apart. And quite frankly, I think I'm running out of... Oh, that is the wrong thing. I don't need a crafting table. Where's the dirt? I had dirt. There it is. I am out of inventory space. So, we're going to go dump stuff off, and then we will continue with our disassembly. Alright, so we got these buildings over here taken care of, apart from this, and I'm going to pull this down, and I'll just replace it with a torch. These light posts are about the only thing in the new Minecraft villages that I thought looked absolutely disgusting. I don't understand why they exist. And since there's a Minecraft update with lanterns, can we just put lanterns in villages? I think that looked not terrible. I don't think that would look that bad. But alas, we don't have lanterns in villages at the moment. But I mean that's something that we could add in a future update or in some mods or stuff like that. But we've now got this building. Now this building was interesting because this was the building that after the raid was a little bit of an interesting building because it was the only building with a villager left after the raid defeat, which is weird because it's in the same village. So I'm wondering if villagers overlapped in this world and the game got confused. But this was the only villager that was left. He has since been killed by creeper explosion outside of this building, and I don't know who on earth could have set that off. Besides me, of course, but that totally wasn't me. I totally didn't set off a creeper right outside this house and blew up the side of it and killed the villager. But whoever did, shame on them. But so this villager actually had silk touch, which was great until I made the villager trading hall that is now in the starter base. So it for a while it actually had use, and then it didn't because it died. But this was an interesting building just because it was on the edge of two villages apparently, and the game got confused. But that is to be expected. Minecraft is not a perfect game, so stuff getting confused. Wow. This was at one point probably a creeper hole that I terraformed too. We'll just cover that up. Nobody needs to know that exists. Cover that up there. Yeah, but I need to actually go and repair my pickaxe. But like I was saying, that was an interesting time. That raid was an interesting time altogether because it was just a crazy thing. But we need to now go in here and repair our pickaxe, and then we'll continue with our disassembly. This is one thing that I am kind of proud that I hid with the ruins up top, was this zombie grinder / zombie farm, stuff like that. Something like that, just because it looks really ugly, honestly, and I'm kind of impressed that I keep forgetting that it exists. I always just go to the spider XP farm in the starter base, and that's where I get stuff. But this still exists, and it still works when mobs decide to spawn. But it's also nighttime, so they won't spawn as often down here. But we'll get back to disassembly after I get my pickaxe repaired, and maybe we'll even get to some construction yet in today's episode. I don't know. We'll have to see. Alright, so we didn't get the pickaxe repaired all the way, but I think it's enough durability to get through the rest of today's episode. But what I'm going to try to do is I think for the rest of today's episode, we'll just do disassembly. I don't think we'll get to any construction today, but that could be the next step in the next episode, depending on what ends up happening with our challenges in the Challenger, because those have been kind of dictating the way of these videos lately, which is exactly why I did it. That's the whole point. But it's just interesting how much I relied on the exact same ideas for videos. And then when those ideas are shook up, new stuff happens. And I'm really enjoying these challenges. And some of them are very simple. Like singing the intro for today's episode. That was a challenge that I got the end of last episode. But it made me have to think on what I was going to say at the beginning of the episode because I just got into the same groove of saying, "Hello, everybody, this is Duck, and welcome to the next episode of Duck's World." And that was my intro. For a full year, that was my full intro. And I just needed to change something up. And singing the intro, that was great. Now, my trumpet impression at the beginning of the episode, or at least what my microphone picked up of my trumpet impression, that was bad. That sucked. I will not try to do a trumpet impression again on camera. I mark my words, I won't try that again. But it was, at least to me, I thought it was funny. I keep falling in this hole. So I hope that it was at least somewhat enjoyable of an experience for you guys to witness me trying to sing the episode intro. And I might try to do something like that again because it's been a long time since my choir days, and I need to get back into form of singing because that was not very good singing, anyways. From a pure choir standpoint, I was off tone. I was breathing through my throat. I wasn't even sitting up in my chair, so I had bad posture even trying to sing, which is why it sounded bad. But regardless, I kind of enjoyed that. I was hoping the way that when I picked up that challenge, because I didn't know how that it was going to come until it did. The hope was, once I ended the episode right there, that there would be a little bit of some people waiting and anxiously waiting for me to sing. That was the hope. Did it happen? I don't think so. If it did, I'd be more than happy to hear about it in the comments. But I just found it fun, and that's kind of the goal with the challenger. Me locking down my starter base is not going to be a super big effect on today's episode, just based on what we're doing. But at the start of tomorrow's episode, or not, well, for me, the start of tomorrow's episode, when I record the next episode, it'll be a big deal because then I have to prep what I'm going to do for the episode based on what materials are right on hand. Because that might mean that in order for me to get a storage system, I might have to do some renovations in the next episode. I don't know. Unfortunately, I don't really go into episodes with a whole lot of a plan, which is probably why sometimes my videos get boring. But besides that, I think that we have made some good headway in destroying things. I'm good at that. So that's why today's episode works. Is I'm good at destroying things. I like destroying things. There we go. Episode title: Destroying Things. And we even have a little bit of a memorable intro for a hopefully a interesting video, to at least. And I hope that you guys are entertained. That's kind of the whole goal here. This has turned into a little bit of a Duck destroys buildings and has a TED Talk type of video, but I apologize for that. But I hope that it is still enjoyable nonetheless. But we're going to destroy this one last building, and then I think that we actually are not going to get, maybe, we'll see. I was going to say we might not be able to get to that other building before the episode needs to be done, but I'm thinking we actually might. We might be okay. I think I've got a couple more minutes of recording time. I can't say words. These villager houses we won't get to, but we might be able to get to this one that's right by the ruins. We'll just have to wait and see. So I'm going to pull the rest of this building down, and we'll place a torch where it is so that zombies and spiders and creepers don't have to exist because those suck. And then we'll remove this house, and then we'll probably call the episode there. But before we do that, let's get rid of some of these tree trunks because I torched this set of woods on fire a while ago, and this is what remained. These stood in my way. And that's one thing that I hope people will notice from episode 2 and 3 to now. This was all pretty thick woods. And between me burning it down and using it for wood, it's gotten pretty clear out here Um, besides the creeper holes, but we won't talk about those because I don't know. I still don't know who keeps setting those off. But it's getting pretty clear, and I hope everybody is noticing how the terrain is changing based on how I work through it. Because just like in the real world, when humans come to live, they tend to clear out land for it. And that is exactly what I'm doing. You could even say that in Minecraft, I'm a pioneer. I am building these industrial buildings and destroying the wildlife around it for that sake. You could say that, and you'd be right. But I'm also a destroyer of houses. Now these people no longer live in these houses because they're dead. So I guess I'm like foreclosing on them. So I'm like a bank. I'm just killing the remnants of already dead uh, people by taking out their houses. So I am a bank. That's what banks do. But yeah, I just hope that you guys can see the progression of the world through the lens of the terrain, because things are changing in this world. And like I said, I hope that you guys can use these videos to experience the change in the world, not just the change in my content and what I'm doing for builds, but also what is happening to the environment around it. But I think that is a good place to kind of sign off. Thank you guys for listening to my TED Talk in this episode about stuff and things. It really wasn't anything super planned. So if you guys were looking for some like planned progressional content, I apologize for that. That'll come here in the next couple episodes of Duck's World. But at the time being, we're still working out just some destruction because I'm good at that and I love destruction. But I'm gonna actually go off script because I never am on script anyways, and I'm actually going to go over here to the ruins, and I'm going to bookend the episode by singing the outro. This is not a challenge. This is me trying something new. So I really hope that you guys enjoyed this video. So if you enjoyed, you better let me know in the comments what you want to see later, and maybe you should like and subscribe. Adios. God bless. We'll see you later. Bye.